started. I'd like to introduce Dave. I've been working with Dave for a little while, even actually prior to him purchasing the company he owns now, which is signsetters.com. So I get asked quite often, hey, who puts up the signpost and things like that. And I have been using Signsetters for many, many, many years. He bought the company a few years back, and he's been making a lot of modifications with it. Great resource for your listings to go and have your signposts installed. They store the signs there afterwards if you like that. I prefer that, so I don't have to go and drive out to my listing yet again to install the sign after the post is up. They have all the sign writers and all that stuff, but I'm going to let him explain all the services that they offer now, as well as territory they cover. And I'll go ahead and let you take over, Dave.
Excellent. Thank you, Travis. Good morning, everybody. Okay, Dave Jaskulke. We're here in Temecula. We cover all of Southwest Riverside County and San Diego County. As Travis mentioned, 2.5 years ago, March of 2022, I assumed business operations of Signsetters from Tom Jackson. If anyone had worked with Tom before, Tom was out there working hard for, 15 years and doing signpost installs on his own, and that's all he did. I've had a printing company for 16 years, and we print and ship nationwide, but our primary focus is in Southern California. At one time I needed a resource where we only printed to install signs, so I reached out to Tom, and we kind of had an unofficial partnership where I would refer customers to him and so forth and so on. Tom was looking to retire, so March of 2022, he and I sat down over a hamburger in Ramona, and suddenly I became the owner and operator of Signsetters. So since then, as Travis mentioned, we've made lots of changes and enhancements to the website and to the company. The website is one thing in particular. I needed to have a new platform, and so we found an entity called Sign Tracker. And so actually, if you log into our website at signsetters.signtracker.com, Sign Tracker had been in operation for 15 years. And they have a fantastic platform, which is uniquely tailored towards sign setting, if you will, or real estate signpost installation. It puts you in control of everything that you do. And I'm going to show you some screens here shortly. But essentially what you're able to do is you order your installations or removals all done online. You don't have to text, email, call, or wait. It's instantaneous when you do it. The system, of course, works 24/7. So that way, when your busy schedule allows you to order an installation or removal, then you get to do it. You can do great things like change an install or removal date, or you can even cancel something. Your credit card will be refunded back to you. So that's just a quick overview on why I'm now Signsetters. But it's not just me. I think I'll jump into the screen share here. Team, and I'll show you a little bit more about who we are and how it all works, because it's not just me. And Travis, tell me if this does not look right. I think I need to go to this mode. How's that look? Good? We good? Okay. So we have two entities, Signsetters and Best Printed Signs. I'll talk about Best Printed Signs in a little bit, but different than most companies that do real estate signpost installation, we're a team of people. So we're not one guy in a truck. We're redefining that model. Yes, there are a couple other companies, D Signs in particular, who has more than one person, who has more than one truck. But we like to think that we hit a sweet spot where we're not so big that you're not critically important to us. Each and every one of your installations, we need to make you look good. That's our job. So we have a team of people assembled with multiple drivers. I have someone here that can answer the phone at any time to talk to one of our drivers or connect with you to make sure that your installation is done as you need it to be. On the list of people also, Laura is my designer. She helps out with Best Printed Signs and does a tremendous job. So anyway, that's a group of people, a team of people, a fleet of trucks, and we're growing all the time. So, all right, a little bit about Best Printed Signs. If you need a sign printing vendor, and there are lots of them, and I want to talk a little bit more about that as far as what your options may be and why I would like to have you come bring your sign printing business, not just for sale signs, but also open house signs to us at Best Printed Signs. By the way, don't look at bestprintedsigns.com. I've been spending my morning for the first time ever, as luck would have it, due to an expired credit card. The site's down. So I have to get a hold of Amazon for hosting services and get Best Printed Signs back up. Other than that, it's an awesome site because it's uniquely tailored for real estate sign post, for sign printing, whereas sign setters, sign tracker is for install specifically. So real quickly, I started the printing business in operations in 2008. So we know about signs. And as an installer now, one thing that frustrates me are the types of signs that come back in that people buy from other vendors that just are not right for real estate signpost installs. They're too flimsy of material. Like I could never use a 4mm coroplast sign for the installation of a yard sign in front of a house. And too thin a material, 3mm PVC will crack and break and so forth. So it's amazing how many bad signs we get in where people are literally wasting their money by buying bad signs. So we're a sign guy and an install guy, if you will. So we can coach you in both areas to make sure that the investments that you make in your signs are well spent. We use a digitally cured ink, UV ink, digitally cured, so it holds up well in the sun. We print on multiple types of substrates or materials. And again, we not only support Realtors, but also several other markets that we work in. Okay, this is how the printer works. If you can actually see it, it's going across the material, lays down four-color digital ink, and it dries as it comes off. So open house signs, we print them in a whole sheet and then bring them down and cut them. We'll put grommets on them if needed. And then we can, again, have those delivered to you or shipped to you. And everything we do is really fast. From the time you give us delivery, 48 hours later, you're going to have your signs. That is one key differentiator between us and other sources that you may have. I talk to people saying, I have been waiting for my signs for days or weeks, and that's utterly ridiculous because you need them fast. So that's one thing that we can do. When it comes to your for sale signs or listing signs, you can mark them as hold for sign setters. So we print them here in our facility, and then they go 20 feet away onto a rack, into a bin dedicated to you. So when we know exactly, when you order an installation, we know where to find your sign. We'll grab it, put it on the truck, and send it out in the morning. So we do that storage for free. Again, operations in sign centers 2022. Currently, we have actually, it's almost 800 posts installed. That's throughout Southwest Riverside County and San Diego County. Plus, I also have other people to network. If you need somebody in Lancaster, Hesperia, Victorville, I know people, Big Bear. We can put signs in lots of places that you may need support. I'm also tomorrow having a meeting in Orange County about opening up an operation in Orange County, which seems to be a huge yet underserved market. Okay. A neat thing about our system is you'll see that picture on the steak on the table. We don't dig holes. So what that means is a real clean looking installation. So if you see, for example, the picture of that steak poking out of the grass, that's what our proprietary metal stake system looks like once it's pounded into the ground. Goes down 20 inches deep, and then another 10 inches goes and sticks up into the bottom of that post, as you see, that's laying on its side by the truck there. So there's a hole in it and a slot to make sure it doesn't pivot. And so they go up real fast. We can actually bend and twist those to make sure that they're perfect. I am maniacal, and so is my team, about making sure that your post looks straight, both from left and right and front. So that's a really key thing that we love to talk about. And also from an installation and removal point of view, when we pull that stake out of the ground, it's going to leave us very small impression. We don't have chunks of grass on the lawn before or after. And also, we're able to put our stakes and posts into some really difficult, tight spots that if you actually had to dig a post hole like everybody else does, they would not be able to get one there. So we can install posts in really difficult places. Our posts are constantly refreshed and painted. This weekend, we painted another 86 posts. So they're primed again, even if they were out in the field before, which all of those were. I put another coat of primer on them. I put a fresh coat of glossy paint on them. And then when they're installed once or twice, all of my drivers have cans of spray, white enamel spray paint that they can touch up the posts. Your brand is really important to us. We want you to look good. We want you to have a good looking sign. We want you to have a great looking post. And we want that combination to really represent you and your brand. It's amazing to me that what some of our competitors put up as an installation. It's embarrassing. And we want you to look great and we want to feel good about what we do. So other than that, our fleet of drivers, we ensure on time, every time, post installation. As I mentioned, since March of 2022, we have not missed an installation date yet. There are rare situations where I'll say, hey, if you're in the east side of El Cajon and we're going there tomorrow, I might ask if you're able to wait a day. And if you say yes, great, I say thank you. And if not, we're there. So whatever we need to do to get your installation done on time, we will do that. If you need to actually speak to somebody, we answer our phones here. We have 2 different phones that are connected to 2 different people. My one, Troy Alexander, has the other, and we're on the ready to answer your phone calls at any time. But again, the system really does its work. You really don't need to call us. Here's a good example again of what we look like for an install versus some of our competitors. We're clean. Sometimes they're not. And I will stop there and take questions. There's our contact information. Dave@signsetters.com gets to me. You can follow us on Instagram, and you'll see lots of our signpost installs. We also go visit open houses on the weekend, whether we're the installation company or not. And we will we post your open house as well. We've been doing that in Southwest Riverside County. We haven't done that in San Diego County yet. So I'll stop there and see if you have any questions.
Looks like just one, so no service yet on the border of like LAOC.
Correct.
Not yet.
Well, not yet. But again, I have a network of people. So I know people like in the San Pedro area, Huntington Beach.
This would be Whittier where this agent is.
Yeah,
Whittier.
I don't have anybody in Whittier, and no, I can't help you out there just yet. Again, the company I'm going to meet with, it's going to be a startup in Santa Ana, and we'll cover. Orange County is huge as it is, right, in terms of population. So I don't know that we'll get to Whittier. I can't help you out there. Sorry.
Okay. And then just if you can either type your phone number in the chat or put it up again.
Sure.
So they can get to that. But yeah, I've been using sign setters a long time. I've never had any issues. And actually my most recent listing, I had them print off a couple signs. It's the first time I used them for sign printing. I didn't even know you had that service until that time. And I mean, it was done like the next day. The 2 signs that he had in the storage got severely run over from my last listing.
Right.
So he showed me a picture of them. I was like, oh man, I can't put those up. So
right.
yeah, so he made them and they were up the next day, just like they
It's
should
actually right behind me, Travis. Thanks for mentioning. So yeah, so this is the sign that we designed, and yeah, that day and up the next day. And so we can do that if need be. We're fast. And I can't promise that in all circumstances, but we're able to do that. So this is a custom design that we have. This is done on 6mm PVC. Again, it's a really rigid material. Some people use 3mm PVC, again, too thin and too brittle. And the other material I have here is an aluminum composite material. So it's aluminum on both sides. It has the sheeting, of course, the protective film that comes from the manufacturer. So it's aluminum on both sides, white, and then it has this core, which we can put the grommets in. This is a small sample size. And I wanted to mention that a lot of the signs that I've seen from another competitor's website for sign printing are 24 by 24 inches. And we can print that same artwork in 30 inches by 30 inches. And so it'll fit on our signpost really well. So so I'm going to also be sending out some special pricing, special offers on sign printing as well.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Sure.
All good info. The printing service was great. If you guys need any new signs made, open house signs, anything like that, it was extremely fast. Signs turned out great. And contact info is in the chat there, Manny, if you want to check it out. Scroll up about two conversations there, and you'll see it. Oh, actually, he went host and
Doing it one more
panelists.
time. There we go.
It's on the host and panelists.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so how
Switch
do
it
I
over
choose
to
it?
everyone, and then everybody.
Everyone,
There you
okay.
go. And then everybody should have that. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I'm sure I'll have more for you, and then yeah, we'll be in touch, I'm sure. So
Absolutely. You can call or text that number, whatever works for you, or email me. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, everyone.
perfect.
Out
All right.
there.
Thanks a lot.
All right,
We'll see
you
you.
bet.
All
Take
right.
care.
Bye. All right. So now we're gonna get into